Hi, I'm Bill Doherty, co-founder of the Doherty Relationship Institute. And I want to talk about a piece of discernment counseling, which a lot of folks don't think a lot about or pay a lot of attention to, but is a brief part of it that's very, very powerful. Again, discernment counseling, couples on the brink of divorce, leaning in, leaning out, short term, a lot of the conversation goes on one-to-one. And a piece of this that I didn't used to do years ago, before I kind of developed discernment counseling as a protocol, is the summary back after each individual conversation. Those are potentially very powerful aspects of this that, by the way, you don't get if you're seeing people 1 week, somebody the next week. I want both people there all the time, even though I'm spending most of the time talking one-on-one, because if I help somebody, let's say a leaning in partner, come to some realization, some insight, some ahas about what their spouse has been saying, about some problem that they have been previously dismissing, I want them to be able to say that, to deliver that from their heart to their partner when the partner comes back into the room after our individual time. In fact, I help them prepare it, and maybe they take some notes, and sometimes they rehearse it. And so they get to do that. And what happens next is really interesting. It gives me a lot of insight into what's happening. So option one is that the leaning out spouse goes, oh, wow, that feels really good to hear you say that. Because sometimes they said, I've never felt acknowledged before on this. And so it softens that person. Sometimes they say, I've been looking for that for all these years, and half an hour with Bill, and now you're saying it, I don't know if I believe that or not. Or if I do, I'm mad that I haven't gotten through to you for the last 20 years. So they're telling me that in the individual time. Okay, that's number two. And number three is very helpful for me in working with the individual spouse. Sometimes they say, my partner has been saying some version of that forever. It doesn't compute with me. I mean, nothing has ever changed. And so maybe part of what happened there was I got seduced by somebody who had some really great words. And I thought, man, am I good here? I'm pulling this stuff out. And actually, they've been saying the same thing for a long time. So they deliver that, and their partner is very unimpressed. Well, all of that is really interesting for me to hear, and I fold all of that into my work with that leaning out person, back to the leaning in person. And so there are these orchestrated moments when somebody delivers their summary of what they've learned in their individual time that are really important for the work that you would not get if you did not have them both there for those sorts of brief bracketed moments.